Well, the attorneys for Russell Mays, a Nashville man convicted of shaking his infant son to death in 2004, are asking the Tennessee Supreme Court to appeal his case. They are making two requests. Both are centered on new medical findings. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry breaks down what they are asking and how it would change Mays' conviction.
The theory was in order to achieve these symptoms, it had to have come from shaking a baby or shaking an infant. And what we know now from science is that, that's not really true.
More than 25 years ago, Russell Mays was convicted of shaking his son Alex to death. Mays has maintained his innocence ever since. Last year, Mays' defense team returned to court alongside the Davidson County District Attorney and medical experts, arguing that updated science points to his innocence.
Every single medical expert using current science confirms that Russell and Kay Mays are actually innocent of the crimes for which they were convicted.
Even the medical examiner who originally testified saying Alex had died from shaken baby syndrome has since changed his opinion, now saying the death was natural. But the court ruled that change was a witness recantation, not new evidence, and last month denied Mays a new trial.
All of the experts, all of the doctors getting on the stand saying this is not a case of trauma, this is not a case of abuse. I believe that proves innocence, and I believe that proves Russell's innocence, regardless of whether you can explain the causation of what actually happened.
On Monday, Mays' attorneys filed an appeal to the Tennessee Supreme Court, asking for two things. First, to allow the medical examiner to testify about his updated conclusion.
We're asking for the opportunity to allow Dr. Levy to come testify about his opinion, which is really foundational to the prosecution's case and why Russell Mays was, convicted in the first place.
Second, to re-examine the diagnosis itself.
Is it appropriate to prosecute people under what we would argue is an outdated and inaccurate medical theory? This was supposed to be a diagnosis of exclusion, which means that you don't call something shaken baby syndrome until you rule everything else out.
Mays' attorneys say he has spent decades in prison for a crime he did not commit, and they are hoping to keep fighting for him in court.
And the more science we learn, the more we learn about the medicine, it's just more and more proof that he's innocent and he didn't do this.
In Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
Well, the Tennessee Supreme Court could take several weeks or even months to decide whether it will accept the case for review. If the court agrees to hear the appeal, it would mark the next step in a decades-long fight over Russell Mays' conviction.